They told me never to speak of that night, but some stories refuse to stay buried.
There's a reason I never talk about that night. They told us to forget. Said silence was safer. But some stories, they don't stay buried. Some scream from the ground. I was 17 when it happened. The night the bell stopped ringing, our town, Belridge, had one rule. Every night at dusk, the bell would ring. That was the warning, the signal to lock your doors, cover your mirrors, and for the love of God, don't speak. That night, I was with 3 others. Tommy, loud and dumb but loyal. Naomi, sharp-tongued, brave. And my little brother James, quiet, curious, always drawing on everything with chalk. We were near the old church, daring each other to get closer. Teenagers, you know, invincible, or so we thought. Then the sun dipped, and the bell never rang. We laughed at first, thought maybe it broke. But then the wind stopped. The crickets went silent. The stars didn't twinkle, and that smell hit us like iron and breath and rot. Tommy opened his mouth to speak, and that's when it happened. A sound like glass shattering inside your head. Tommy dropped, eyes wide, mouth open, but no sound. He was screaming, but nothing came out. Naomi grabbed my arm. We ran. The world around us was frozen. People in the streets staring straight up, unmoving, mouths hanging open. And at the top of the church steps, we saw it. A figure, 7 feet tall, no face, just a screen of static where its head should be, and swinging where its eyes should be. 2 bells, dripping blood. It turned to us, and Naomi whispered, "No." She shouldn't have. Her mouth stretched too wide, and then she was gone. Just gone. Like a candle snuffed out in a dream. James and I ran to the old schoolhouse, locked the door, sat in the dark. He was crying. No sound, just tears. Then a voice from behind the chalkboard. "Tell no one. Bury the night, or it will come again." Morning came, and the bell rang, like nothing had happened. Naomi, Tommy, the church itself, gone. People remembered it differently. They said Naomi moved away, said Tommy never existed. Only James and I remembered. A week later, he stopped speaking, forever. And now you ask why I never speak of it? Because the bell hears, and if it hears you remembering, it comes back. Look who remembered.
If you remember Lena, you're already cursed. I moved into apartment 312 on a rainy Tuesday in October. Old building, cheap rent, dead neighbors, just what I needed. Next door was 313. The door was always locked, the blinds always shut. Sometimes I thought I heard someone crying behind the wall. The landlord told me, 313's been vacant since 2011. Nobody's lived there since... Her. He never said her name, but I started finding signs. A hair tie, a photo on the stairs, and then, one night someone slipped something under my door. It was a photo. Me and a girl. Smiling. Her face was blurry, but my arm was around her like I knew her. The back of the photo read, "Don't forget Lena." But I didn't remember her, not even a little. A few nights later, I heard knocking on the wall. 3 knocks, always 3. I asked the landlord again. "There is no 313, he said. That unit was sealed up after everything. Sealed up. So I did something stupid. I waited until 3:13 a.m. and I opened the door to 313. It wasn't empty. The furniture was still there, and on the far wall, scratched into the paint, was a symbol, a triangle with a circle inside it, like an eye. Underneath it, someone had written, "Remember her or she'll remember you." I found a tape recorder on the floor. I pressed play. A woman's voice said, "If you hear her knock, never open. She wants in. She wants to be real again." The next night, 3 knocks. I didn't answer, but the door opened on its own. I packed and left, or I tried to. The landlord said something before I got in the cab. "Kid, there's no 312. What? He showed me the blueprints. The building skips from 311 to 313. No record of my lease. No keys. No name. Nothing. I checked the photo again. Only, this time, I wasn't in it. Just her, Lena, standing in front of apartment 313, making a triangle with her fingers. They say memory fades with time, but some
stories refuse to stay buried.
Welcome to the Forgotten Files. And if you remember her face, she remembers you.
My name is Johnny. I've been married to my wife Rachel for 17 years. We've had our share of normal, birthdays, lazy Sundays, bad Netflix shows. But something changed a few months ago. Rachel started having these vivid dreams. She'd wake up in the middle of the night crying, whispering a name, Lena. I thought maybe it was a family member, someone from her past. When I asked her who Lena was, she looked at me, dead serious, and said, she was our daughter. We never had kids, not because we didn't want to, just never happened. So I told her it was just a dream, but she didn't believe that. And every night since, she's remembered more. At first it was memories, then smells, then specific details, toys, songs, arguments, whole days. She started saying things like, "You forgot her 6th birthday, Johnny. You were painting the porch and she waited all day. I've never painted a porch in my life." Then one morning, I found Rachel at the kitchen table, drawing something on a napkin. Her hand was shaking. She looked pale. It was a small lake house with snow on the roof, a swing hanging from a tree. She said, "This is where we used to live, but we've never lived anywhere near a lake or snow." She reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a photo, a real physical photo, faded but clear. Me, Rachel, and a little girl between us, about 6 years old, smiling, tooth missing. A birthday cake in Rachel's hands. On the back, in Rachel's handwriting, Lena, 6th birthday. The year written on it was 2009. In 2009, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment downtown. No kid, no cake. I swear I've never seen that photo in my life, but I'm in it. That night, I couldn't sleep. I just stared at the picture, and something inside me cracked. For a second, a fraction, I remembered the sound of lake water, a child laughing, a cold splash, a scream, then nothing. I got up and went to the bathroom. When I looked in the mirror, my reflection blinked late, and behind me, I heard Rachel's voice say,
"She's coming back."
I turned around. Her eyes were black, completely black, and her smile wasn't hers. It wasn't loving. It was remembering. The next morning, she was normal. No memory of it. I showed her the photo. It was just a blank piece of paper. But I remembered. I remembered everything. Lena drowned in that lake. I pulled her out too late. Rachel screamed, and we couldn't live with the grief. So we went to someone, a man in a cabin. He said, "Memories don't die. They wait." We paid him. He erased it all. Our home, our child, our pain, until now. Now every night I dream of her, Lena, dripping wet, standing in the hallway. She whispers, "You promised you'd never forget me again." Rachel won't talk about it, but I know she hears the footsteps too. Last night, I woke up with a tiny wet handprint on my chest, and this morning, when I looked in the mirror, she was behind me, not Rachel, Lena, smiling, with one tooth missing.